glad you joined us for another episode of our Midwest Garden Pro series. Today we're here to talk about everyone's favorite shrub, hydrangeas. It's hard not to be enchanted by the bountiful blooms and stunning flowers when you see an established specimen in the landscape. However, hydrangeas require different levels of care depending on the species to ensure they look as beautiful as they can be. You too can become a hydrangea expert by learning a bit more about these common shrubs. Now let's start with the basics. There are 6 main types of hydrangea species that grow in North America and can be planted with success. Hydrangea arborescens, or smooth hydrangea, are the flowering shrubs you probably saw in gardens when you were a child, as they have been around for a long time. Their flowers mirror large snowballs and look especially beautiful when planted in mass. There are now more options available than what you may have encountered in older family gardens. The color spectrum has expanded to shades of red, pink, and dwarf options. Hydrangea macrophylla, or bigleaf hydrangea, are what many are looking for when they say they want a true blue hydrangea. More on that later. These plants can get a little droopy in the summer heat, and overwatering can cause a decreased number of flower heads. Try to fight the urge to constantly water. Believe it or not, that restraint helps stimulate flower production. Hydrangea paniculata, or panicle hydrangea, brings their flower impact in the heat of summer and are reliable bloomers year after year. Most varieties will start green or white and age to a pink or red color as time goes on. These are woodier in nature compared to a macrophylla or serrata and can get much taller depending on the varieties. Some can even reach 6 to 8 feet, but there are also many dwarf varieties on the market. Hydrangea petiolaris, or climbing hydrangea, is the only variety on our list that is a true climber. Try training it on a large tree or trellis to get beautiful white flowers in the summer. Hydrangea quercifolia, or Oakleaf Hydrangea, has a much coarser texture than other hydrangeas, and their leaves look very similar to, you guessed it, an oak tree. These have beautiful fall color in shades of red and purple and are great to plant in large quantities, as they do like to sucker a bit and form a colony. Finally, Hydrangea serrata, or Mountain Hydrangea, have beautiful lace-cap blooms that stretch later into the season than any other species. These hydrangeas are native to the mountain valleys of Japan, which gives them improved cold hardiness over Hydrangea macrophylla, while also being a bit more compact. One of the first things gardeners ask when talking about hydrangeas is, how do I get my hydrangea to change colors? It's a common misconception that all hydrangeas have the ability to change colors based on how we alter the soil. The only species that can change color due to soil composition are the macrophylla and serrata type hydrangeas. The Midwest naturally has more alkaline soil, so that means most of these types of hydrangeas will eventually turn pink when planted in the landscape, even if you bought it blue. By adding aluminum sulfate to the soil, you increase the chances of changing the color from pink to blue. It can be a lengthy process, but it's worth the wait if you want unique blue blooms in your garden. Finally, let's talk about how to prune your hydrangeas correctly. As mentioned before, not all varieties are created equally and therefore should not be pruned the same way. A general rule of thumb is that macrophylla, petiolaris, serrata, and quercifolia hydrangeas should not be pruned at all, as they bloom on old wood. Deadheading can be performed during the growing season to promote healthy growth and new buds, but if you fully prune them back, you risk losing all flower buds and could miss out on an entire season of blooms. Arborescens and paniculata hydrangeas bloom on new wood, so they can be safely pruned in the late winter or early spring. As you can see, there are more to hydrangeas than meets the eye. It's important to know what kind of hydrangea you have in your garden to give them the best care and get the full benefits of their beauty. For more information on different hydrangeas, visit our website and use our plant search tool to compare the different varieties available to add to your garden. Happy planting!